Alright guys, so there are a ton of stories going on right now. Boogie2988 and Wings of Redemption are actually getting in the ring to fight each other. A YouTuber is faking backlash for pranking the homeless. A woman lied about an attempted kidnapping. And a beloved YouTuber was exposed for some heinous crimes. All of that and more on the latest episode of Drama News on YouTube from me, Tom Dark. That's me. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I'm your host, Tom Dark. I'm glad to be here once again, giving you all your daily spoonful of cancerous drama. Here comes the airplane. And our first story is regarding the fight between Boogie2988 and Wings of Redemption. Now, if you've seen my videos, you probably know who Boogie is. I've done a few videos about him. He's sort of someone who people refer to as one of the YouTubers who's fallen off, because a while ago, he was one of the biggest people in the world on YouTube. No pun or joke intended there, but he's now struggling to crack even like 20,000 views a video on his channel. I mean, he really was a YouTube legend at one point. He had a place in internet culture that was important to so many people, and now he's just sort of a joke to most people in the audience. He's one of these dudes that people make rise and fall videos on, myself included. Wings of Redemption is sort of in the same boat, but for very different reasons. Meanwhile, he was a pretty big Call of Duty channel back in the day, associated with big names like Woody's Gamertag and FPS Russia, but after a lot of controversies with him, he sort of lost his audience, and is at the point now where most of his following comes from hate watchers and trolls who just like to see him cry and get pissed off on stream all the time.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
These guys are sort of both at the bottom of their career, and they could really use a leg up. They could use an opportunity to take them to some greater level of their career and get back in the public eye, because realistically these dudes are not being invited to conventions, they're not being given spots on panels and stuff like that, they're not being invited to big streams, they're really just not being put in the public eye a lot anymore, and their content is not performing that well. The time has long since passed, and now they're just sort of wallowing in misery, grasping at straws for some way to get back in the spotlight. Well, Keemstar decided to be the person to give them both that opportunity and set up a fight for Boogie and Wings. Keemstar is obviously someone who is integral to the YouTube drama scene over the past few years. He has a big legacy, and with these boxing connections, he wanted to set up a fight for these guys. And honestly, as soon as I heard about this, my initial reaction when this fight was announced was that it would never actually happen, because if you know anything about these dudes, then you're fully aware of the fact that they're both big cowards, okay? They're big pussies, and they don't want to fight anyone. They don't even want to fight their internet trolls. They cry all the time about people being mean to them online. How can they be expected to fight each other in a ring in front of thousands of people? Well, as it turns out, they actually both agreed to it, and at least according to Keemstar, they're both ready to fight. Well, Keemstar himself ended up doing this little mini documentary about setting up the fight, where he flies to where Wings lives, he flies to where Boogie lives, and he sees them both in their homes and interviews them about the fight. And honestly, it was a really great little documentary.
In order to do a boxing match, you got to get approved by a doctor. You got to get your medicals done, all right? They need to make sure you're healthy enough to actually do a boxing match. These two soda drinking like whales are probably the most unhealthy people on all of YouTube.
I ended up messaging Keemstar to say that I thought it was a really good video, and his voice surprisingly fit super well with the documentary format. And honestly, it got me way more hype for the fight than I was before. Overall, I mean, if you think about it, this is kind of a fight of a lifetime for people from my community, right? People who are in my audience. Two obese lol cows taking each other on in the ring for a shot at some kind of fame, some level of redemption. Wings of Redemption, hee hee. And it's probably the first time that I've known about these guys that I'm actually rooting for them, you know what I mean? For the entire time I've known about Boogie, I've known about Wings, they've just been laughing stocks to me. They've been pathetic in my eyes. But now seeing them put in some work, lose some weight, try their best to get there, they both are approved by a doctor to fight, it's been really fun to see. Now, full disclosure, I think Wings is going to win just because I think he's probably the healthier person out of the two based on what I know about them. Not that either of them are healthy, but Wings is a little bit younger from what I understand. He's in a little bit better shape. I also am frankly hoping that Wings wins because he seems like more of a wholesome dude than Boogie and just seems like a much more fun guy overall, whereas Boogie is like a pathological liar. But on the other hand, if Boogie somehow won, it would be sort of a fun undo of the humiliation he faced during the Frank Hassel confrontation, because he would be the alpha. He would demonstrate his dominance. So it would be great to see him win too. Overall, it's just looking like a very entertaining event. It's happening on May 13th in just a few weeks, and I'll definitely be watching live when it happens, and whatever happens, I'll be making a follow-up video about it, so stay tuned for that.
I think you're going to see two desperate men who are desperate for relevance, desperate to get better, desperate to get healthy, desperate to be better people fighting it out in the ring. That's why I'm doing it. That's, you know, and if I have to go through Jordy to get to a better life, if I have to go through Jordy to get stronger, to get better, to get healthier, I'm going right through them.
Now, YouTube pranksters have been one of the more hated genres on YouTube for a while now, right? Some of them are super funny, but to many people, pranksters come across as kids who prank the public in underhanded ways and are just complete menaces to society, you know what I mean? People like FouseyTube, people like Prank Invasion got so much hate back in the day, and I think some of that hate was unjust, some of it definitely was just. A lot of these dudes actually got a bad rap, and I honestly found some of their stuff funny, even if they are kind of disturbing the public and being kids in like grocery stores or to service workers, you know? I still find it kind of funny, admittedly, you know? I can't deny that. I can't front about it, okay? I mean, even despite everything Joey Salas did back in the day with the fake social experiments, I'm still a fan of some of his stuff, and I think he's a very interesting dude. But this latest prankster has absolutely owned himself in the worst way possible, and to be honest, he has no one to blame but himself. This content creator bought food for a homeless man as a prank and then ate it in front of him. And in this video, we see a man purchase some Chick-fil-A, offer it to a homeless man, and then retract that offer and just eat it in front of him while he watches. And you can see the homeless man like look down in dismay and shame, which is obviously a terrible thing to do. It not only belittles the dude for being homeless, but it also is just like a completely mean thing to do to anyone. It's very unnecessary. And honestly, I didn't find it that funny. I didn't think it was that keckle, okay? I wasn't keckle. I was rather cringel at this one.
Los Angeles, California has the third biggest homeless population in the United States. And today, it's my job to make sure there's one less hungry person on the streets.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Hey, I was wondering, are you hungry by any chance, man? All right, man, I got you. Would you like a Baconator, fries, a drink? Is that cool? All right, what's your name, man? Israel. God bless you, Israel. I got you. I'll be right back, man.
Get one Baconator combo, please. Yo, what's up, bro? Yeah, man, I got you a Sprite, you know, here, large fry, got you a Baconator, man. I was homeless myself, so I want to make sure you get on the right path. You know, you're always able to, you know, get back on your feet. You know, so I want you to enjoy this. This is really good. All right, take care. Have a nice day.
Well, after seeing this, a lot of people had reactions and basically called him a terrible person for this. And then you have the reply of, big accounts should stop promoting this guy's video. He made this video for attention and it's working well. And while this is true to an extent, like not all publicity is good publicity realistically. Most people had never even heard of this kid making the video before. I certainly hadn't. And now the only reason I know of him is because of this dumb prank. I don't even know his name. Most people are not posting his name, so it's not like the dude is getting any credit for this. He's just being talked about as a terrible human being, as a dumb YouTube prankster, as another passing story of a insensitive YouTuber doing something really dumb for views, doing something insensitive for views, and frankly, that's all people are really talking about with this. I mean, even an NFL player, Lamar Jackson, decided to go out of his way to roast this dude. He's being attacked from all sides. Now, to clarify, the video itself is probably fake, at least according to the prankster himself, Trey. He set it up with the homeless man beforehand, and he did end up giving him food before and after once they were done filming. But regardless of that, it wasn't made clear that the video was fake within the video, so then it got cut and reposted and everyone just thought it was real, and now the dude is getting a bunch of backlash for this. His name is What's Up Trey, and he's basically now spurging out at people who are mad at him. I mean, even if it is fake, why go out of your way to make it look real and make it look like you actually did this, you know? It being fake is not like a big reveal like, aha, guys, look, you all got totally owned. This is just like that M. Night Shyamalan movie with the giant cool twist. Like, no, you actually just look even more retarded now because you got yourself into this whole mess for nothing, and you probably knew what you were doing would get you a bunch of shit online, and you did it anyway, and now you're crying about it. And the dude actually ended up deleting all of his videos over this on YouTube, and it looks like he may be quitting. I don't know this, but all of his videos are gone on his channel right now. Trayvon later posted a video on Instagram addressing the controversy, emphasizing that the video was faked. For people who did not read my description on my last video, the Burger Wendy's video with the homeless guy was fake. Oh, I guess it was actually at Wendy's. I don't know why I thought it was Chick-fil-A, but oh well. He also added that he had bought another meal for the homeless man before saying that he didn't care whether or not people thought the video was done in poor taste.
All right, I want to say this again for people who did not read my description on my last video. The Burger Wendy's video with the homeless guy was fake. His name is Israel. He was known around the neighborhood. My friend knew him. He said, yo, Israel, hey, can we get you in this video? Can we get you in the skit? He said, yes. Everything was scripted. It was a fake video. I'm not going to apologize because you guys don't like my fake video. The same people getting mad are the same people who were mad at the Jeffrey Dahmer actor who played him in the series. There is no reason to be sending me death threats, getting upset, sending me hate over a skit. Just because you didn't like the skit doesn't mean you gotta hate me. It's that simple. I don't know what else y'all want to hear. I don't know what else y'all wanted me to explain. It was a skit. It was a scripted video. We went back and got him food. We said, bro, but when we come back, walk away. He left as we told him to. We already gave him food ahead of time. We already gave him food after. A lot of the videos you're watching were cut and edited to under 1 minute. The whole video is like 1 minute and 30 seconds. You're watching a clipped and edited version. And I don't care about any of y'all in my DM saying, oh, I don't like your video, fake or not. I don't care. It's like watching a TV show. You don't like the role, you don't like the script, then don't watch it. It's that simple. So once again, if you don't like dark humor, you don't like edgy humor, you don't like R-rated humor, maybe don't follow me or subscribe or watch me. I didn't tell these accounts and pages to clip and cut my video. They did that on their own will. So like I said, you're critiquing me and criticizing me for a video that I made and I did not cut or edit. It's pointless. And if you have anything to say about Israel being homeless, Israel is a drug user. Did we use Israel because he was doing drugs? No, he was already doing it. We didn't know he had a meth pipe. We just went around the corner, said, yo, Israel, sit here. Came around the corner. He was smoking his meth pipe. So don't act like, oh, we posted because he was smoking meth. No, we didn't really care. He could have had a meth pipe. He could not have. We still would have posted regardless. We even asked him, yo, is this good? Can we post this? Are we good? And we paid him for his likeness in the video as well.
What's up with people making these fake apology videos with their dog? Why is the dog always there? Is it just to like seem more cute or something? To like, oh, look at the little doggy. I feel bad for you. Listen, I'm going to donate to you. You use my money to buy Fido a nice treat. Now, he makes this really weird comparison about how people who are mad at him are the same people angry at Evan Peters for playing Jeffrey Dahmer in the Netflix series. But the difference here, of course, is that in that Netflix series, it was created with the expectation that it's not the real series of events. It's not literally a documentary about Dahmer. It's a TV show with actors. With your video, there was no indication it was fake. It was staged to seem real, so that's why people think it's real. I mean, why not show the whole process of hiring the guy or be like, this video was fake in the title or something like that, or in the top comment if it actually was fake? I don't see that anywhere. And even in this video, you come across super arrogant about the entire situation. And you can say you don't care about what people think, but clearly you do given your reaction to this entire thing. As for the death threats people are making towards him, that probably is happening because people get really mad and they say stupid shit online. That's uncalled for. I'm sure people are making those, which is very wrong. I don't support it. Those people should stop. Now from here, it seems like Trayvon has just given up on his YouTube career, at least for the time being, like I said. Most recently, he posted this picture to his Instagram where he appears to be crying, wearing a hospital gown with a caption, "What the fuck is a digital footprint?" Whether he's actually upset or this is another epic prank, I cannot say really, to be honest with you. But I ended up doing a little snooping on this dude's Instagram account just to see what's up, and I found a video where he jumped over the stall in a bathroom and filmed a random woman changing. Not even kidding, like he actually did this. I have to censor this just for privacy reasons, but it's totally ridiculous for anyone to do this and post a video of themselves doing it. Like, is this not a crime or something?
Get out of here! God damn it! Is this stall taken? You
Now, his justification for this is that before you say anything, he, not she, called me the N-word for riding my quad in the park. I have no idea if that's true, but I feel like even that would not justify jumping over someone's stall where they're potentially naked and filming them. And I have no reason to believe this woman even said that. It's not on video anywhere. This guy seems obsessed with filming everything. I don't know why he wouldn't have gotten that on camera. I mean, this dude's a fucking menace to society. End of the day, Trey, if you want to do this whole dark humor thing, you can. I get it. But at the same time, you have to realize that a lot of the population, especially in the internet, is going to find you fucking annoying and dumb and brain dead and potentially even consider you a bad person. Now, could he come back from this event? Definitely. If he just keeps posting videos, he will accumulate an audience that finds that super insensitive stuff pretty funny, and it will get him some publicity. But at the same time, you're going to face backlash, and you have to accept the fact that if you post super offensive stuff online, especially when you post videos like everything I just listed, and like this video where he buys fish from a pet store and then cooks them alive on a hot stove, if you want to film yourself doing that, like, you can probably get away with it. Just be prepared for everyone to fucking hate you. Alright, so all of this starts with a woman who posted videos online claiming her kids were nearly the victims of a kidnapping.
Monday of this week, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap, which is such a weird thing to even vocalize, but it happened. And I want to share that story with you in an effort to raise awareness as to what signs to look for. and to just encourage parents to be more aware of their surroundings and what is going on around them.
Well, this video came out all the way back in 2020 and got a decent amount of support from people on the internet, but now this woman has been found guilty of lying about this entire situation in a court of law. A California woman and Instagram influencer who reported and posted online about an attempted kidnapping of her young children in 2020 has been convicted of making a false report of a crime, prosecutors said. I mean, this is obviously something that happens now and then where a false accuser is caught. Most crimes that are reported, I would guess, are probably real. You don't have a ton of false reports, but once in a while, you do have someone who just goes out and lies, and this woman is basically being labeled like the Karen that cried wolf. In this case, I guess she outright lied about what happened and there was no attempted kidnapping at all, and she foolishly decided to publicize this allegation as well, and it ended up getting her in a lot of trouble. I mean, she didn't even just make a video about it, she actually reported it to the cops and filed a whole police report about it. On December 7th, 2020, Miss Sorensen went to a Michael's craft store in Petaluma, California with her 2 young children, prosecutors said. Petaluma is about 40 minutes north of San Francisco. After she bought some items, prosecutors said she loaded her children into the car and left the Michael's parking lot. A few minutes later, Miss Sorensen called the Petaluma Police Department and reported that a couple had tried to kidnap her children. So after she reports this to the police, she posts a video of her talking about it to the internet, and this is the video that gets 4 million views, and everyone just starts referencing online and being like, whoa, this is dangerous, everyone protect your children in Petaluma, you know? And then she goes to the local news station as well and also talks about it there as if it's this like huge real story. So she's really just thriving on the attention from this, she's loving it, she's basking in the attention from this false victimhood story, and she wasn't even the main victim. If you think about it, the main victim would have been her kids, and she ended up just using them for attention on the internet. When officers from the Petaluma Police Department followed up with Miss Sorensen, she identified a couple from a surveillance video at the Michael store as the kidnappers. Miss Sorensen's report was determined to be false and was resoundingly contradicted by the accused couple, as well as store video that was obtained. So apparently the store video that they had, CCTV cameras, completely contradicted whatever this woman said. The couple, who also live in Petaluma and said they were shopping at the store, fully cooperated with the investigation and denied the allegations being made against them, the Petaluma Police Department said at the time. In 2021, Miss Sorensen was charged with 3 misdemeanor counts of making a false report of a crime. The jury acquitted her of the first 2 counts related to statements she made to a police dispatcher and a police officer on December 7th, but convicted her for statements made in a 3rd interview a week later with a detective. In a statement on Friday about Miss Sorensen's conviction, her lawyer, Charles D. Dresdo, said he was disappointed with the conviction and will evaluate our options moving forward. And it's always nice to see when a false accuser gets what they deserve, because a lot of the time people who straight up make up stories will never have anything bad happen to them. They just get off the hook. But she decided to actually name the people who she claimed tried to kidnap her kids, which could have resulted in some serious jail time for them if they were convicted of kidnapping. Thankfully, there was no real kidnapping, and there was no more fake evidence Katie had to put forward, so it was basically just totally debunked. But false accusations in terms of the legal department can really hurt someone's life, so you have to make an example out of these people at the end of the day, right? Hopefully, this kind of thing will deter other would-be false accusers from going through with it, thanks to the consequences that Katie Sorensen is facing. Now, a lot of people are claiming that the couple she accused were singled out for the color of their skin rather than anything else. I've seen no evidence that it was anything related to skin color. I've seen no evidence that it was a hate crime. The woman who was falsely accused by Katie, who is named Sadie, funnily enough, was hoping that Katie would be charged with a hate crime, but that didn't end up happening at all. Now, this article by someone named Rose Minitaglio interviewed the couple in question to get their side of the story, and it had some pretty interesting insight that I think would be a good way to end this segment. Just when she starts to move past it, Sadie will face a reminder, like the other day in TJ Maxx when another shopper, an older white woman, noticed her and whispered, "Watch out for child abductors," to her friend. "I have a fan club," Sadie says with a sigh. "We are learning to live with the fact that our faces are tied to child abduction. It took her 6 months to return to Michael's. This time, Sadie put on a full face of makeup and wore her hair down. She grabbed some poster board and felt pens and quickly checked out. We're more hesitant when we leave the house because we have targets on our backs," she says. "I'm a confident person, so this won't drive me crazy." From a master craftswoman like Sadie, it's going to take a lot more for her to become unglued. Good to see a relatively happy end to this story, and I hope stuff like this does not happen again because, honestly, I really feel for the couple here. They did not deserve this to happen to them, and I hope they can just kind of move on with their lives in peace now, instead of having people in public, like, accost them for these false accusations, you know? Well, with that out of the way, with the false accusations out of the way, we can get to a real crime that was recently exposed in the public eye regarding a popular YouTuber who's been a staple on the platform for years, and turns out to be a terrible, horrible, evil person. Feature Man rose to prominence in 2012, and while he hasn't been the biggest person on the platform ever, he did have nearly 500,000 subscribers and was running a channel called Feature Man Stocks, where he would update his followers on stocks to consider.
Hello, financial fans. Another week gone by, and my portfolio's down in value a little bit from the past week of trading.
Well, now he's been exposed for something that happened in the 1970s, specifically a conviction where he was caught molesting children. Yeah, he was basically meeting children who were in foster homes. He would come in to serve as a music instructor for them, and then he would victimize them. He was victimizing children who were wards of the state. Fucking orphans. Now, this was all brought to light by a video from Mudahar of some ordinary gamers who did an excellent job at researching this case and bringing all the information to light. After it all came out, Feature Man began wiping his own videos to try and delete whatever incriminating evidence there may have been, including one video about jail stories. But as for the videos that do remain on his main channel, they're all basically being filled with comments about, you know, people talking about his various crimes against minors and being like, you're a fucked up guy, I fucking hate you. This guy's so wholesome. I hope he never committed horrible crimes against minors in the 1970s. Overall, I guess it's good the guy got exposed, but it's definitely sad to hear about yet another YouTuber who ended up being a predator. Unfortunately, that sour note is where we're going to have to end today's video. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like. If you did not enjoy it, leave a dislike and drop a comment down below with your thoughts on all these stories. Follow my Instagram, TomButDark, and I'll see you all in the next video real soon. Bye.